everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So my name is Michelle and I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So today I'm going to talk about the upcoming new moon that will happen in the sign of Taurus on the 16th of May at 25 degrees. And I'm going to start off with explaining this new moon in general, and then we're going to dive into all the signs. Now, most accurate is your rising sign, and this is also Western astrology, just for you to know. So let's have a look at this new moon because I'm very excited to talk about it. It's a very beautiful new moon. It's really a new moon where, you should treat yourself. Okay, so let's first understand what is the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So that's why Taurus is linked to uh artist, right? It's linked to everything related to Mother Gaia, so nature, the ground. So this is a beautiful time to do some gardening. Like maybe some of you want to start your own garden and grow your own vegetables. This would be a beautiful time to do so. It's a very nurturing time because, Taurus is the sign of quality. I want to spend quality time with my loved ones. I want to spend quality time with myself. We have it in a conjunction with Mercury. So maybe you want to, do some journaling, have beautiful conversations. Maybe you even want to buy something nice for yourself, right? Because Taurus rules the second house, which is all about your money. This is about your possessions, your value. And we don't have a lot of difficult aspects there with this new moon. So this is most likely a very positive one, okay? And it also makes a slight conjunction with Uranus, which is now in Gemini. And this is a mercurial sign, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. This is curiosity. And Uranus rules Aquarius, which adds to the excitement, maybe spending time with some friends and thinking about a lot of ideas that you're having. And also, this new moon is in a conjunction with Ceres, okay? And Ceres is the goddess of fertility. So, this is a very fertile day. Fertility, like regarding to pregnancy, but also fertility of the ground. So, it's a really beautiful time. And Ceres, also in mythology called Demeter, right? She was a mother very close to her daughter, Persephone, okay? And she was quite protective of her, like very nurturing, maybe even a little overbearing, and rejecting all the partners. Persephone stayed with her mother until one day she went out on her own and she smelled some narcissus flower when Pluto, the lord of the underworld, came to abduct her. Okay, because she smelled the flower, the floors cracked and Jupiter of the underworld could take her, which really upset Ceres because where's my daughter? I don't know where she is. And it turned out that Zeus, the father, betrayed Ceres and, kind of sold her in a way to Pluto. And, because Ceres is the goddess of fertility, she kind of damned everything around her. Okay. So everything went bleak. She was upset. And, after a conversation, sending Hermes to the underworld doing negotiations, they made sure that the union, Pluto made sure that the union was rounded up, so to speak. So in the end, they made a deal where she could come to the surface, spend time with her mother. Okay. And this represents the springtime. And we are in springtime now, right? When everything flourishes. And so it comes that she will spend time with her mother during springtime, during summertime, when everything is blooming. And then in wintertime, things get a bit barren. Okay. So just to give you a little context of this story, which is very much saying about what this does to this new moon, right? So this is about nurturing. how you nurture. And it's important to nurture, not overbearing. Okay. So that's the lesson here, how to become very nurturing and this fertile goddess, right? Which can be linked to Virgo as well. But certainly, in my opinion, Taurus is also a very nurturing, fertile sign. Okay. And so it's great for artistic expression. It's also about abandonment and loss because the daughter went to the underworld, right? And maybe she had to see the dark side of things, and the mother had to see that maybe detachment sometimes is good as well, to let other people bloom into the best version of themselves. So this theme might be coming up in the house that it's in, okay? Um, yeah, so nurturing, treating yourself, treating others, right? Maybe you want to cook a meal for other people. This is a beautiful time to do that. Um, yeah, gardening, cooking, and healing the abandonment wound, if there is any, okay? And that will be indicated by the house that it's in, okay? So Venus here is in the sign of Gemini, and it's sextiling Mars, which is conjunct Chiron. So Aries is very strong. This is the planet of taking action. And Chiron is sometimes, feeling these wounds. I'm not sure if I want to take action, actually. So you can be excited. I want to do this or I want to do that, but I'm not sure where to start. And am I even good enough to do that? Okay. So we have these two contradictory energies of the new moon treating yourself, and maybe this is a time for healing and treating yourself and not so much about action. But Chiron will point out where maybe your masculine wounds will be coming up. Okay. And actually, on the 16th of May, I'm going to give a workshop regarding healing your relationships. So if you're interested in that, I've had some cancellations because actually you have to like astrology. Okay, this workshop is learning astrology. It's not me giving the answers. I give you answers in the workshop, but it's really for people who are fascinated by astrology. Okay, like if you want me to give the answers or help you, understand your life, and I do all the reading, that's when you book a reading. Okay, just want to point that out. So if you're interested in that and how to see like certain patterns, how to work on that, because we will work with your chart. Okay, then please let me know. Okay, sign up. But yeah, astrology can be a little complicated, maybe. So because without one thing, there's no other thing. But anyways, if you're interested, just send me an email. I do it for a very low price of 75 euros, and you get a recording after, so you can always look it back. But yeah, we had the career one last week, and it was just really amazing to work together with everyone. So yeah, send me an email for that, because it's a beautiful time to start something new. And Taurus is also ruled by Venus. Okay, so this is really working on your self-worth. So if you experience any wounds with that, I think it will be a beautiful opportunity. Yeah, so I think I'm ready to go. I don't want to make it too long this time, right? Venus in Gemini is very creative, very curious. It's just a wonderful time to explore. And Jupiter is still in Cancer, exalted. Um, it's just a lovely day to enjoy and to reconnect with yourself and putting all the pieces together that maybe you forgot about yourself, or maybe that was a certain loss that now you're bringing back to wholeness. Okay, so let's start with Aries. So Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this new moon in Taurus at 25 degrees in your second house. Okay, so there's a huge emphasis on money. Maybe you're thinking about new ways on how to make money. And because we have a conjunction with Ceres, it could be, and if you want to know about the mythology, I did a quick overview in the introduction of what it is about. but it's definitely here a theme of healing, maybe loss of money and how to regain it. Maybe a loss helped you regain money and really coming back to becoming more gentle with yourself, right? Like if we are in a constant fear of losing money, that is really damaging. And we need money, but sometimes it can work against you, right? If you put too much emphasis and value on money, then sometimes it will do the other way around, okay? It works the other way. Sometimes we have to let it go in order to receive, okay? And we have Mars conjunct Chiron there in the first house. So there is a lot of healing taking place regarding taking action. Maybe this day is more about, enjoying yourself. Maybe you want to buy something nice for yourself. Maybe you want to take action, but, you're not really sure yet. Listen to these wounds that Chiron points out, Chiron, the wounded healer, to show you, for example, where can you take action and why are you afraid to take action in the direction that you actually want to go into, right? Sometimes we have this block or this fear that what if I do it? What if I succeed? There are people who are afraid of success or afraid that something does work out. What happens then? Then you have to show up, and that's also very scary, right? So, new money opportunities. Jupiter there in your fourth house, right? Some of you are moving, buying a house, selling a house. Beautiful time to do that. And yeah, that could be the thing that gives you money as well. Going on a trip, we have Mars conjunct Chiron in a sextile with Venus in the third house. So maybe a trip or you're reading a book. That's just really inspiring. So what do you have here? Recognition and reward. So maybe there's some type of recognition, and it could be as simple as you recognizing yourself, because sometimes we don't do that, right? We don't recognize how wonderful we are and how much we are trying. We are doing our best. Okay. So I'm getting trapped in fear. So it's time to get out of the cage, your own created cage. So you can create and express yourself the way you want to. Okay. And the ruler of Taurus is Venus, and Venus is in your third house. So maybe that could be writing, maybe that could be a trip, like going somewhere to feel this inner freedom. We can sometimes cage ourselves by it's just what it is, it's just what it's supposed to be. But sometimes we can take action on it and, go after the things that we really want to do. So there is a big healing element, and through nurturing yourself and understanding your wounds, it will actually be a beautiful day because it can change things for the better. It could be a new chapter where finances are going to be a lot better for you. Okay, so new income could be coming in. That can be through a job or maybe a client that you are signing, or just spending this wonderful time with yourself, and you just feel so good about yourself and your worthiness is increasing, which in astrology, worthiness equals money. Okay, so I'm wishing you so much love, Aries. Okay. And on the 16th of May, on this new moon, this very healing day, I'm doing a workshop. We had a cancellation, so we still have a spot left. If you're interested in joining, send me an email. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this wonderful new moon happening at 25 degrees in your sign. So check out if you have any planet at 25 degrees, because then especially you will be highly impacted. And also happy birthday for my sunshine, sun sign, Taurus. What a beautiful day, especially around this new moon, to manifest money, if that's what you're into, or to manifest your career in art, or just simply treating yourself, because it's the first house. This is about feeling whole and complete with yourself, giving the love that you need. Now, the ruler of Taurus is Venus. Venus is there in the second house. So it could be new income coming in for you. That's going to make you very good. And maybe you want to treat yourself, right? Like do a hair appointment or buy yourself some clothes. Um, we have this new moon also in a conjunction with Ceres. So it's about finding yourself again. So maybe some of you have been going through a loss of identity. And if you look at the introduction, I spent a little bit of time on the mythology where Ceres lost the daughter, right? So this is about loss and reunion and doing things in a different way, seeing things from a different perspective. And since Ceres is the goddess of fertility, right? It's a very fertile time. And maybe also for, starting a garden. If you're into gardening, this could be a good time cooking yourself a nice meal. But this day is about you finding your healing and you treating yourself the way you deserve. Okay. This is a self love day. And we have Venus in a sextile with Mars and Saturn. So Mars and Saturn are in the 12th house. So it's not necessarily a day to take like crazy action. When Mars will be in your sign, it's time to move forward. So this is a day to take it easy, spend some quality time with yourself, and in solitude, a lot of answers can also come to you with Saturn there. Jupiter in your third house, beautiful time to study something or to take a trip. Okay. Um, your communication, your words, they mean a lot to people, and maybe even, you and your siblings can have a very beautiful relationship with each other, or there is a lot of healing that can take place. Okay. Especially when you're opening up about your emotions. So 12th house, because Mars is with Chiron, this is about healing the inner wound. And it's about maybe feeling uncomfortable, but not sure where it's coming from. So it's time to face those uncomfortable feelings and see what answers are coming to you that can come through meditation or spending time alone. So let me get you a card. Emotional loss. I feel like you're ready to let go of certain traits, fear of abandonment. Maybe you've been abandoning yourself, right? Because often people who have a fear of abandonment, they actually abandon themselves by trying to adjust to people that are incapable of adjusting to you, right? Maybe uh, maybe you grew up with a parent that was a bit absent. And this is not for all of you, but this will resonate with some of you. And it's time to heal that abandonment, because you will attract partners that will maybe, do the same to you at some point. So it's time to heal that, and to feel more whole and complete, and to be so gentle and nice with yourself. Okay. So yeah, I see a lot of fears. You're gonna let go of a lot of fears, things that were bothering you. This is a time to heal that and say, I'm getting trapped in fear and mental conflict. So anything that was bothering you, look at that positive movement forward. So you're gonna let go of this mental conflict and emotional loss, but sometimes a loss of bad habits is good. And knowing that, you can nurture yourself and that you're worthy of all of that. Okay. Anyways, that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel. And also, if you're interested in the Heal the Relationship workshop, which will happen on the 16th of May, actually on this new moon, send me an email. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much, my lovely Taurus. Let's move on to Gemini. So, Gemini, Sun and Rising, we have this beautiful new moon in the sign of Taurus in your 12th house. So, this is a time to reset your body, to reset and recharge yourself. Treat yourself nicely. Okay. Now, you might feel a bit restless and excited because we do have Uranus now in your sign, Gemini. And when Uranus is in your sign, you really want to explore different directions. Um, you don't have to really fixate on one thing here. It is about different explorations that are leading you towards the right path. A good time for journaling. We have also Venus there in the first house. So it's you have this magnetic glow happening. And, maybe because you, Gemini, are changing, we have Saturn and Mars and Chiron there in the 11th house. And sometimes, Gemini, when you change, friendships could become complicated because people are used to a version of you. And sometimes when you change that version and you go to the next stage in your life, right? Sometimes friendships just go. So your friendships are going through a little bit of a change there. And even community, sometimes you're growing out of a community even. So this is a big process that a lot of you Gemini, especially Gemini rising, are going through. This is a time to nurture yourself. We have this new moon conjunct Ceres. If you want to look at the mythology, look at the introduction. Okay, but these are subconscious feelings that are trapped. Maybe fear of abandonment, fear of loss, things like that will be coming to the surface. But this Taurus is such a nurturing energy, right? This is time to really be gentle with yourself. It's time to heal, take a bath, go into nature, spend some time in the garden. And it's just a time to reflect. And, Jupiter's also there, your second house. So definitely up until the end of June, there could be beautiful money opportunities coming in for you as well. But in general, it gives you this feeling, Jupiter in Cancer, of, self-worth. Like, it's a time to be gentle with yourself. Okay, let's get you a card, Gemini. Material and spiritual prosperity. What did we just talk about? Like, income can definitely come your way with Jupiter there in the second house. And I have patience. This day is not really about running fast or going fast. This is really about internalizing everything and taking your time, okay? Being very gentle with yourself. I'm getting power. So, maybe power struggles that were there could be even in the childhood, right? Where there were power struggles. Um, or even because, we have Scorpio ruled by Pluto in the sixth house, power struggles with colleagues that you need to now transmute and, finding back this worthiness because sometimes people say things and that can really hurt you. And it's like they are having just a bad day, maybe, and saying something very harmful. And we have to kind of separate that, okay? Because if you did nothing wrong or you're doing your job and you're doing the best you can, then these mean comments sometimes are coming from their own frustration with their own children at home or family. If you see it like that, it will change. And it reminds me of a situation when I was going to university and I used to be like very blonde. Colored blonde. This is my own color. I just went back to the basics. And when I was younger, I looked maybe, I don't know, not so serious. And there was this teacher, and I really wanted to do the English stream because I loved to do it in English and not in Dutch. And funnily enough, everything I do is now in English. And she told me, well, I think you should like do the longer run of the study, not the shorter track. And you should do it in Dutch because we can both know that you're not really a bookworm and you don't like to study. And I was like, yeah, okay. So the thing is, she hurt me with that comment, but she drove me. I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong. So I had no resits that year. I was like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna pass all my exams. So actually, that comment helped me and it drove me. So sometimes a bad thing can turn into a good thing, right? I believe sometimes people just channel things as well. Like they are meant to be said because they can be a drive for the next thing. Anyways, I just wanted to say that story. because, yeah, so that's my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I do a relationship, heal your pattern relationship workshop on this new moon because it's such a healing time. And we had some cancellation in the workshop, so there is a spot left. So if you feel called, just send me an email, okay? So thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's go to Cancer, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this new moon on the 16th of May at 25 degrees is going to happen in your 11th house. So what a beautiful time to spend with your friends and to have lovely conversations with them and to exchange just really good ideas. Like Uranus is in the 12th house. So it might be an idea that you had like when you spend time alone, or maybe you had a dream that you would like to share with your friends. Go for a nice dinner, or go to an art class. It can be with your friends, can be alone. Maybe you want to go to an art class or a cooking class, things like that. It's a beautiful time for that. Now look at the introduction, because I talked a bit about the mythology of Ceres, because this new moon is in a conjunction with Ceres, and this is about nurturing. So you could be like nurturing your friends and having such a good time with them, but also this is about abandonment and loss and return. So some of you will lose a friend. Maybe a friend will come back from the past and you just reconnect and just have this beautiful time catching up, very nurturing. And you know what? Sometimes when something is lost and a friend comes back, it's almost like you can be friends in a new way, in a compromise way. Like what went wrong? And you can have a conversation about that, right? Like you can say, oh, yeah, what went wrong? And how can we make this better? Because that is the key to commitment in many ways. Like some people are meant to go, and other people's are meant to go for a little while you're growing into your own path, and then you're coming back to each other. Okay, so it just all has to do on the road you're taking, and really just um the lesson we needed to learn. And we are going and diving into different frequencies, and sometimes we're in a good time, sometimes we're in a time where things are less better. And yeah, so maybe you're catching up with someone again. We have Mars in a conjunction with Chiron, and it's in the 10th house. So it might be that you want to take action in the workplace, or you feel a bit judged, like you feel a bit judged, maybe by a boss, or, just feel like I'm not sure if I'm ready to take action. Okay. Now, this is really a time more to nurture yourself. Okay, so the action, because Chiron is with Mars, even though it's in Aries, it creates a bit this, yeah, I want to do stuff and I don't want to do things. And my cat, it's very funny, my cat's name is Pacha, and one of my cats. And she has displacement, and she is so adventurous, like she wants to try everything, she has no fear, but fear kicks in when she does it. So she would jump on a shed and then doesn't want to come down anymore. So we have to get her on a ladder because she was so brave exploring things. And then, when she's doing it, she decides, actually, I am scared. So this kind of energy is what this Mars has with the conjunct Chiron, okay? So really just enjoy. Let me get you a card, Cancer. It's a beautiful time. And don't forget, Jupiter is in your sign as well. So very nurturing. Up until the end of June, you're gonna have this lovely time. You're feeling very optimistic, a magnetic, beautiful time, okay? Venus is close to, especially if you're early degree Cancer, is close to your ascendant or your sun and your moon. Spiritual union, emotional loss, okay? So maybe it will be a little bit of a healing as well when it comes to our relationship. Letting go of a relationship or healing a past relationship that ended. Like sometimes we you know, we hope that it would go a certain way. And sometimes someone comes back on different terms. That happens as well, right? So this subject might be coming up, and maybe you healing a past relationship that really hurt you makes space for a new one, right? Because when we get so stuck on a pain that we've experienced for many years, it's very hard to let someone else in. And you know, this Taurus and this Ceres is about really nurturing. So why don't you allow yourself to have this experience? Okay. And talking about relationships, I do on the 16th of May, I'm going to have a relationship, heal your relationship course or workshop. Okay. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. And I wish you so many blessings, my amazing Cancer. Thank you so much. And until next time. So let's go to Leo. So, Leo, Sun, and Rising. We have this beautiful new moon that will happen at 25 degrees on the 16th of May in your 10th house. Now, this is a beautiful new start for a career. Like some of you perhaps will find a new job on this day or hear about a new job. Okay. And it could be that some of you will start to work literally in art or as a farmer, or you're a gardener, then even more so, or you're in finance, like financial industry. So we have Ceres in the mix here. It makes a conjunction. So check my introduction, general conversation. I talk a little bit about the mythology of Ceres. This is about nurturing. This is about fertility, but this is also about loss, abandonment, and reunion. Okay. So it could be that you lost a job, and through the loss of this job, you're going to find something else that is more suiting for you, more beautiful. And sometimes when we lose something, we see why something had to happen. Okay. It might just bring up some fears of loss in the job because, you know, when Taurus is there in the midheaven, sometimes we can be afraid that we lose stability. And even when you work in a company, you know, or it is an illusion of stability. It used to be much more stable, but this day and age, nothing is stable. And if we accept this, you know, stability within ourselves, because the root and stability within yourself is the opposite sign, the fourth house. So we want to be stable there. When that's stable, the job most likely will also be stable, because when you're secure in yourself, you know that it's going to come. And I had a conversation with a friend as well, and the other day, and he was like, yeah, I don't really feel like this stress of making money or have this ambition, but it comes anyway. So sometimes we have to let it go for it to come. We have Mars in Aries, which is, you know, Aries is about moving forward, taking action, but Chiron is pointing out maybe where are the wounds. So personally, I would say traveling around this time can be a little bit of a difficult situation, especially in the ninth house. Okay, right now, and if you're traveling far, so overseas travel. Okay, if it's close travel, it's okay. But also, this can be a time where you find healing in a trip. It's uncomfortable, maybe you figure out that you don't want to travel so much anymore. Like you're on the road and you're like, maybe this is not for me anymore, not right now. It could bring some insecurity with studying, like, can I even do this study? Can I take action on this? So it's time for healing, but it's in a sextile with Venus. So maybe you can ask your friends, you can talk to your friends, and they will support you. Ninth house is also about spiritual belief systems, okay, religion, things like that. Some people might feel like they change their belief system or the things how they see the world, because Neptune is there as well. So maybe you're doing your own research and coming to a certain conclusion. So it's a very beautiful time, very healing. And Leo, you're preparing for your Jupiter in your sign on the 3rd of June. Amazing. Accelerated motion. So it might be that things are starting to shift already. So even if you lose a job, it might be the start of something new happening for when Jupiter is in your sign. So don't be afraid. Sometimes a loss is a new beginning, right? Something that is necessary, the third eye chakra. So for some of you, you're going to have this wide open view. Okay. You have a better overview of why things are happening. The light, staying in the light. Okay. No matter how difficult things can become, there's always a choice, right? Are we going to hate people? Are we going to hurt others so they don't hurt yourself? Or are you going to stay in the light and keep your head up and know that the better times are coming, because they are coming? Beautiful news cycle is coming for you, okay? And for some of you, it's already a new job. So take this time for healing, change those belief systems, do your research. So important to do your own research. um, I think a little pessimism is good because that makes you dive into subjects and form your own opinion, because having your own opinion is really important, right? Instead, I see that sometimes in my readings that people just want me to give all the answers, but you also have to feel that yourself, right? It's not always about me doing it for you. It's about me guiding you so you do it yourself, which is much more empowering. Okay. So yeah, that's my message for you. I have a workshop this Saturday. I had a cancellation, so there's a spot left if you're interested. Um, yeah, you find information on the community page, and you can send me an email for information. So thank you so much for being here, my amazing Leo, and until next time. So let's go to Virgo. So here we go, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this new moon in your fellow Earth sign at 25 degrees. So especially going to highlight your sign when you have your Sun, Moon, and Rising around 25 degrees, okay? And it's in the ninth house. So what a beautiful time to take a trip, to treat yourself. Maybe you're doing a bit of a luxury trip because Taurus is about quality, a trip and having this fantastic foods that you're gonna try. Some of you might be going on a retreat and just really treating yourself. Um, we have Saturn and Mars and Chiron in the eighth house. Okay, Mars and Chiron are in a conjunction. So if you are doing some kind of retreat, this will really go to the core of things. Okay, really start to heal a lot of things. Jupiter is in the ninth house, so it's a beautiful time to spend with your friends, with a community that can be so healing. A new study, perhaps something new you want to study. And this new moon is also in a conjunction with Ceres. Look at the introduction to see the mythology behind it. Ceres is about nurturing yourself, right? Nurturing others. And this is about healing wounds of abandonment. Okay, so ninth house can also be father. So some of you might have experienced a wound regarding distance with the father, loss of father, or maybe there may be a reunion right now. Maybe you're traveling to your father. Okay, so each has their own story, which relate to a different stage of Ceres, of the storyline. Uranus there in the 10th house, Virgo. Some of you are going to work online. You're more rebellious in the workplace, okay? You want to, be rebellious to the boss, maybe become self-employed. But there's a rebellious streak, and a lot of you are working on transformation with these planets there in the 8th house, okay? Take it with both hands. It's gonna lead to a lot of beautiful new things. Traveling, maybe reuniting with family as well. uh, you could be diving into spiritual subjects and, believing in the good side of things, nurturing others. Maybe you're a teacher and you just, your teachings are going to nurture people. They're going to feel very healing for others. Okay. So let me get you a card before I forget, my lovely Virgos. Material harvest. So yeah, Taurus is about money. So it could be that you're making money through traveling, or you're traveling to for your work, and that creates a money opportunity for you. because we have Mars and Chiron in the 8th house, but we have Venus, ruler of Taurus, in the 10th house. So money opportunities for work definitely could be coming for you, my Virgo. Patience. Patience is required, or maybe that's you. Maybe you have been very patient. Virgo is a sign you can be so patient and waiting for the right time, okay? Shadow. Maybe you have experienced this shadow side, working on your shadow side, and that's creating new opportunities because when we work on ourselves and we integrate our shadow side, we create new opportunities, new space for new things to come into your life. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for watching. If you would be interested, on the 16th of May, I'm going to have a workshop for healing your relationship patterns. Doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. This is about, and also this is an astrology workshop. People understand. I'm going to teach you how to understand it through astrology. So it's not like a reading. It's really about also learning astrology. Okay. So keep that in mind when you sign up. So if you're interested, send me an email. So thank you so much for being here. And until next time. Here we go, Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this new moon in Taurus in your 8th house. And this is about maybe money coming in through different sources. Maybe your spouse gets a new job and, gives a lot of new money to your relationship. Okay. It could be uh, inheritance. Unfortunately, I don't, always there's a loss, and money coming from that doesn't feel that great, does it? But we have here a conjunction with Ceres, which is about loss, loss and return. You know, so this could be money, losing money, and new money coming in through a different source. Maybe you lost like a material, and insurance is giving you the money back or more money back. Okay. Um, so this is now a time to really nurture yourself, allow this transformation to happen, and also how you see money. Like, how do you see money? What is money to you? Now it's time to let go of old patterns that are holding you back from earning it. We also have Mars and Chiron there in the 7th house. Okay. So there could be some difficulty with a partner that leads to healing, because Chiron as well is the wounded healer. Mars is about masculinity. So maybe you're afraid to stand up for yourself, or maybe you're going to talk about that. Like, there are some things that I didn't dare to say. You're becoming more conscious about your masculine energy. It could be your partner that is maybe afraid to stand up to you. Okay. So it could be either way. But this is going to lead to more healing. Like, how are we going to divide this masculine, Mars in Aries energy? Who's taking the lead? Are there any power struggles? Do we need to talk about something? Saturn is in the 7th house. Like, Saturn wants commitment. So all strong relationships will become even stronger during this time. Relationships that are not built on a serious note probably not going to make it. Okay. So I always say, it's not Saturn that breaks things up. It's just pointing out what was already not working. Okay. And if that happens, believe that something better is coming for you. Okay. So massive transformation, with Venus in the 9th house. Some of you are going on a trip with your partner, maybe that is going to, because it's in a sextile with Mars and Chiron. So that could open up a conversation. Look at that, shadow sides coming up. And these shadow sides regarding partnerships, regarding money, maybe you're having a conversation with your partner how you're going to divide the money. Okay. If money comes in, like what we're going to do now we have more income. So what we're going to do, spiritual strength. Okay, you're maybe more interested in spirituality. Uranus is in the 9th house, so it makes you very curious, Libra. Maybe you want to know more about astrology, for example. Uranus is very much astrology related, and it's very Uranian. So, and 9th house is about teaching, spiritual path. So yeah, you're gonna be more open-minded, and you're gonna be more clear of maybe certain patterns in your life. And talking about patterns, I'm doing a Heal Your Relationship Pattern workshop on the 16th of May on this new moon. Very beautiful time. Okay. And so if you're interested, you can send me an email. There will be, you have to scroll a bit down, information on this workshop. We had a cancellation. Keep in mind, this is an astrology workshop. We'll give you answers through astrology. So if you don't like the astrology and you just want a reading, okay, that's a big difference. So if you want a reading, that's a thing where I do everything, but in a workshop, we're gonna work together. We're gonna, it's interactive and things like that. So just want to point that out. So thank you so much for being here, my amazing Libra, and until next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun and Rising, we have this new moon in Taurus in your 7th house at 25 degrees. And you know what? This can be the start of a new relationship. Beautiful time to spend with your partner if you are in a relationship. Okay, there could be even more commitment. We can see maybe a marriage or a commitment or engagement taking place here. And CERES, look at the introduction. I'm talking a bit about CERES and the mythology around it. But this is a very nurturing, this is the goddess of fertility. Okay, so you can talk about children or maybe having children together. This is also about abandonment and loss. So this is a beautiful opportunity to heal your past relationships, to see where your patterns are pointing out, a certain loss, and how much is that still impacting you now. Because sometimes when we leave a pattern behind, a partner can come, and I can give you an example of my own life experience as a Scorpio rising. I have Taurus in the 7th house, and I have been single for a long time because there were still patterns in me that attracted unhealthy relationships. And when I realized that, you know, if I give too much, I will attract a partner that takes too much, right? So I have to make sure that I'm gonna be more conscious of self-love, that I love myself more. And the moment I decided to do that and not be attached anymore, right? And this is also the lesson of Ceres, not be attached anymore to the outcome, not trying to force things, not trying to push things, letting things happen. People want to go, even in friendships. I started setting boundaries. I started letting people go that wanted to go. It's not my job to save them. It's not my job to keep the relationship. And maybe one day we can reconnect. And isn't there so much more airy quality? Isn't there beauty in letting each other go and loving them anyways? Okay. So, through separation or through maybe an incapability of fixing things, I let people go. And I started having a relationship with myself. So that's where the first house comes in, right? So we have the ruler there, use Pluto. So a lot of Scorpio rising, you have to go through a lot of transformation with yourself. And we have to learn forgiveness. We have to learn boundaries because we can be very overprotective of people, right? Wanting to help others, sometimes at the cost of ourselves. So this is a time for a fresh start, time to let go of what is no longer serving us, and sometimes letting go of the past or past relationships, make space for something new and knowing that you deserve that. Okay, you deserve a relationship. So Saturn is in the 6th house and Mars and Chiron as well. So it's time to really look at your health. Um, Listen to your body because Mars wants to take action and Chiron is like, yeah, maybe not today. Maybe it's not the best time. So wherever you feel a weakness in your body, feel it consciously and even go to a doctor if anything comes up. Okay, your body will try to tell you something. It's time for healing the body, maybe starting a new diet that is closer to, the respect you have for yourself and your physical body. Okay, so this is a beautiful time for healing. And Also, for some of you Scorpio, if you're interested, I'm actually on the 16th of May. I'm doing a healing your relationship patterns workshop. It's an astrology workshop. So we're going to look into astrology. This is not, we're going to adjust it to your chart. So we're going to look at your chart personally, but you're going to learn how to puzzle that yourself as well. So if you're interested, send me an email. Let me get you a card, Scorpio. Heart chakra, look at that. You're healing your heart. How beautiful is that? Because, you know, Taurus is ruled by Venus. This is about love. This is about healing the heart and suffering in silence. Yeah, maybe you've suffered. Even in a relationship, right? This workshop as well is not for people who are just single or some people suffer in a relationship. And it's time to heal your heart. And if your heart is healed, what would it tell you? What would it tell you? Okay. Your shadow aspect. It's time to face that. And sometimes your shadow aspect is not the abuser, right? But it is time to understand that we are the ones that can stop that pattern, who can stop that and balance ourselves. Okay. So beautiful time. Some of you already worked on yourself, and there could definitely be a chance of meeting someone new. Or you can do a little manifestation and do a beautiful candlelight and visualize yourself in love with the right person. And first, how you would treat that person, treat yourself that way so you can meet the right match. So that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Let's move on to Sagittarius. So just Sagittarius, Sun and Rising on the 16th of May. We have this new moon in Taurus in your 6th house. And, you know, Taurus is all about your self-worth. This is about money. Okay. And in the 6th house, this could mean that you're getting maybe a new job. Okay. But this new moon is also with Ceres. So watch my introduction. I'm telling a bit about the mythology because Ceres is a nurturing, is very nurturing, but this is also, you know, the goddess of fertility. But also in the story, there is loss and abandonment. So some of you will lose a job and get a new job. Okay, so this might be a transition that you're making. It could be that you are mourning a loss and a new job is coming. Okay. Starting a new health routine. Maybe literally you want to lose weight. Okay. And very often when something is up in our body, it is related to an emotional pattern. Okay, sometimes we eat to avoid certain emotions. So if you can pinpoint the emotion, and Jupiter in the 8th house is helping you to really dive deep. Okay, and this is it's rounding up there in the 8th house, going to the 9th house, which is going to be fantastic for you after the 30th of June. Okay, but it's time now to dive deep, and you know, a new diet, a new health pattern is really going to help you. Uranus is there in the 7th house, so maybe your partner, you're going to do it together. You're helping each other. You know, Uranus in the 7th house is actually not necessarily mean there cannot be a relationship or you know, cheating, things like that. It doesn't always mean that. It can just be that you let each other free to be yourselves. Okay, because don't forget that the original sign of Aquarius is a fixed sign. Okay, like stability. Now Gemini likes to change or switch. Okay, but it can just be communication, seeing things from different perspectives, really talking openly about how the relationship should be, and it's excitement, it's traveling together. Okay, so there can be a lot of positive signs about that as well. Now we have Mars and Chiron there in the 5th house. So there could be some wounding. Saturn is there as well regarding children, regarding your inner child. Maybe there is a fear of taking action because it could be when you were younger that your expression was a little bit locked, that people say, oh, you're too much, you should do less, don't express yourself so much. And that held you back on your own beautiful personality. And it could, you know, sometimes it's that your children are triggering, okay, they can trigger this wound. So it's a time for healing. Venus is in the seventh house. So, like I said, your partner might actually be helping you. You might have beautiful conversations with your partner. Or if you, even if you, you're a single mom or you're a single dad, you can talk with, a person one-on-one and have a beautiful conversation. Could be your sibling or, a business partner that will help you reconnect and understand yourself. Also, time for a pet. It could be a loss of a pet and getting a new pet. Okay. So here we have heart chakra. So beautiful. You're reconnecting to your heart. You're reconnecting to what feels good for you. Like if we neglect our health, it means that we are not feeling 100% with ourselves. Or even, sometimes neglecting health can also go into the other extreme, like working out too much. Okay. People are very, going into the extreme of hurting their bodies because they want to harm their bodies by doing too much. That's another way of hurting yourself, right? It's not always just eating too much or eating too little. It can also be extreme workouts that do that. So here we have the crown chakra. So there might be new ideas coming in for you there, new ideas for creative projects. And, you will face what is holding you back from doing that actually. Recognition and reward, like I said, maybe a promotion in your work or a new job or recognition for work, for, doing your job well. Maybe you're spending a nice time with your colleagues. It's a beautiful time to maybe do a lunch or have a nice conversation and work on a relationship with them as well. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Sagittarius. If you want to join, we had a cancellation on Saturday, this workshop on the 16th of May. So if you are interested in joining this relationship healing workshop, you're very welcome. Check my community page or you can send me an email if you're interested. So thank you so much. And until next time. Let's move on to Capricorn. So, Capricorn, Sun, and Rising, we have this beautiful new moon in Taurus in your fellow Earth sign. Okay. So, you will be especially highly impacted if your Sun, Moon, or Rising are around 25 degrees. Otherwise, still highly impacted. It's in a beautiful, trine in the fifth house, which is related to creativity. So, beautiful time to start a new creative project. A new idea might arise. If you don't want children, it's a very, very fertile time. Okay. Fifth house of children. Taurus is fertile. And then we have Ceres, the goddess of fertility, in a conjunction with this new moon. Okay. So be careful if that's not what you want. If that is what you want, it's a good timing. Okay. Um, yeah, so new creative projects that are starting. The ruler of Taurus is Venus, which is in your sixth house. So it could be that a good routine is helping you be more confident in expressing yourself. Okay. If you're in the arts or you're an actor, actress, something like that, there could definitely be new opportunities. Even, if you're into how do you say that? You might be lucky, some money coming in through, I don't know how to say that in English. It's fine. Anyways, also a time to spend with your children. Now, Taurus is the sign of gardening, earth, nature. So maybe you can do a picnic or go to the forest with your children. It's also the house of romance. And since Taurus is ruled by Venus, it can be a beautiful time to meet someone new if you're single. Um, Fifth house is not really the house of commitment yet, but there's definite potential there because Taurus likes long-term stability. So open your eyes, look around. Okay, Jupiter is also in your seventh house. So fantastic time to meet someone new and to meet someone lasting if that's what you're looking for. We have Chiron with Mars in the fourth house. So if you're moving, especially as a Capricorn rising, that might be a little bit of a painful process, okay? Maybe you don't actually want to move. Saturn is also there in the fourth house, so it could be that you're avoiding homes, like the home situation. You could be avoiding family. Some of you even need to take care of family or take care of specifically your mother, helping out, and that can be a little bit difficult. Okay, so the family situation, also who you are regarding your family, like you're starting to see a lot of things and to heal from a lot of things. Okay, so, um, yeah, there's just a lot of healing. And Ceres, if you look at the introduction, I talk about this mythology. This is about loss and return. So you could be reconnecting with your children, okay? Or maybe they're going away from you. Maybe they're going to a different place or a different, a different location. So you won't have direct contact with each other. It could be a loss of a project that's leading to a new one, a new project, or you're just healing your wounds of abandonment. And this healing can help you regain your self-worth, which can help you attract a new partner or start that creative project that you so wanted. And the same with children, maybe you'd never wanted children, but you're going to see it in a different light now that, yeah, you can do things differently than your parents, right? That doesn't have to define how you're going to raise your parents. So let me get you a card, my lovely Capricorn. So I'm getting mental conflict. Okay, emotional loss. So there could have been a loss of a partner for some of you, okay? And this loss of a partner, this could be a past partner. Sometimes when we hold on to a pain from the past, it's very hard to meet someone new. So it's either that you're now finally starting to let go of that so you make space for something new, or there's a loss of a partner now that is going to um, bring an opportunity of new love, or you're reunited with your love. Okay, because I don't want to trigger people and say that something will happen. If people break up, it's because something already was wrong. Okay, don't think that it's something that is triggered because of planets. It's literally because there was already something wrong, and when a planet hits a certain location, it can just show you, okay, what was already not right, that is triggered by that planet. Okay, so when I say loss, it could be healing a past relationship and creating space for a new relationship, which is very, very big opportunity for you right now. I'm getting rest and rejuvenate. So it's time to really treat yourself, cook for yourself, have a nice quality meal. And if you do have a beautiful relationship, do something fun together. Okay. It could literally be that you're coming back together in the most beautiful way, because Ceres is about loss and return. So don't forget return as well. So sometimes things need a return because you have to do it in a different way. You have to re-establish establish this relationship, okay, in a different light. So yeah, that would be my message for you, my lovely Capricorn. I'm doing a workshop on the 16th of May. We have a cancellation. So if you're interested in joining, heal your relationship patterns. So I chose it on purpose on this day. So if you're interested in that, send me an email. And this is an astrology workshop. So it's not like a reading. We're also looking into the astrology. So if that interests you, send me an email and I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have this beautiful new moon in Taurus in your fourth house at 25 degrees. And what a beautiful time to spend it with your family members. Cook with each other, quality time, playing some games. You might actually move. And we're talking about the conjunction with Ceres. Watch my introduction to go into the mythology of Ceres. But Ceres is about nurturing yourself and others. Okay, so you might want to spend time with your mother. And if your mother is on the other side, because we're talking about separation or loss, okay, you might feel like doing something in honor of her this day. Okay, It's also about loss and return. So it could be that through location you've been separated or you're going to separate, but the bond is going to be stronger. You're going to, commit to each other on different terms. Okay. This can be your family in general, because the fourth house is your root. Okay. So whoever is your family, that will be the subject of things. So, yeah, you might be moving, selling your house, redecorating your place. You could be earning money through a housing, okay? You could be a real estate agent or simply through selling your own house. You can make a lot of money. It's time to find your inner root, and that could be through art. So maybe you just want to spend time alone because Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's there in the fifth house. So maybe you want to like spend time painting, writing, and connecting to your inner root. We have some difficulty there in the third house with Mars conjunct Chiron. We have Saturn and we have Neptune. So things are a bit foggy. You're maybe afraid to speak up about something. This can be with your neighbors or with your siblings. Or if you're going on a trip, there might be some little obstacles that are happening. Or you're going and you're like, I actually don't feel like going that much. Okay. Um, but yeah, it's an opportunity to heal. It's an opportunity to see, which woundings you have in speaking up, what is avoiding you from doing so, or why maybe you've been too direct and now you regret that. Okay, these are the energies that might be going on. But in general, this new moon, I would say, is a beautiful alignment, especially, being at home, decorating, being artistic. Jupiter is in the sixth house, so beautiful time to connect with your colleagues. New clients could be coming in. So really a wonderful time. Uranus is there in the fifth house. So maybe you want to have more fun, dating, or you want to just, hang out with your friends or traveling a bit. Fifth house is about creative expression as well. So yeah, enjoy, be creative, and yeah, that's, oh yeah, I didn't get you a card, right? Let me get you a card. Stand your ground. Look at that root. So whatever the situation, find your inner root. Okay. Taurus is a very stable sign. So whatever happens, heartache and loss, right? Did I tell you? Conjunct Ceres. So stand your ground. It's time to heal your heart and to know that, you know, through the calm, you can go through the disruption. And now you're going to heal that. Financial and material changes. So maybe you had to stand your ground in a certain situation and it's going to pay off right now. Okay. Peaceful warrior, I always say, peaceful. And it doesn't always work out that way. Okay. Nobody's perfect. We all have times where we say things we regret or something like that happens. But we try the best we can. It's the intention that matters, okay? And there's only one person or one energy in this whole world that can see our intention, and that is, the creation, the creator. So I'm doing a workshop on Saturday, on the 16th of May, on this new moon, to heal your relationship patterns, and we had a constellation, so I have an open spot again if you would be interested in following. It is an astrology workshop, okay, so you have to be interested also in astrology and daring to dive deep, because we're going to heal a lot of woundings and understanding yourself so you can attract the right love, or you can recover your existing relationship, or just learn astrology. Fun anyways. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, let's go to Pisces. Pisces, Sun and Rising. We have this new moon at 25 degrees on the 16th of May, your third house of communication. So you might want to start a new job. The way you speak is going to be very nurturing. People feel very nurtured by what you're saying, what you're speaking about, and yeah, that might actually give you an advantage, more money. So if you're in sales or something, or you do something in communication, your words are very healing. This new moon is in a conjunction with Ceres. Look at the introduction. I told you a bit about this mythology. This is nurturing others, nurturing yourself. It's the goddess of fertility. Okay. So this is about really healing others. Maybe you're going to travel and just treat yourself on a bit of a luxury trip, a short trip. Maybe you want to travel into nature and really recover, come back to yourself. Jupiter is in the fifth house. So, what a beautiful alignment. You know, if you want to get pregnant, this is a fantastic time because Jupiter is in Cancer, very fertile. We have goddess of fertility, new moon. So, this would be a big opportunity if that's something you want. Yeah, treat yourself on a small trip. Maybe you want to buy a new car. Some of you are going to buy a new car. Ceres is about loss and renewal. So something could leave. Okay. So, like a car, one car is broken and you're going to buy a new car. It could be literally because third house is your siblings that you maybe because of a move or you're traveling with Uranus there in the fourth house. There could be some distance between you and your siblings. You could be returning to them or traveling to them. Okay. We have Saturn, Mars, and Chiron conjunct Mars and Saturn. Did I say that? Yeah, I said it already. In the second house. So there will be some questions about your self-worth, about your money. Maybe you're afraid about, earning money. And Saturn is kind of triggering you to be responsible, to work hard for your money. But Mars here usually can help, and especially in Aries. But Chiron is bringing up some wounds, maybe some wounds that prevent you from truly believing that you deserve money. Discomfort with money, maybe regretting overspending it or not spending it at all. Like some people have it and they hold it tight. Okay. So yeah, these things will come up. But with Aries in the second house, is most likely more overspending because it's ruled by Mars. Okay. So watch out for overspending on those expensive trip that you're gonna do. So look at your budget, what is possible for you, and sometimes we don't even need luxury to treat ourselves. Like that's just a myth. There's so many ways where we can do beautiful things for ourselves that is not costing a lot of money. Okay. I'm gonna get you a card, my lovely Pisces. Look at that. Love begins. So it's time for self-love. We have the North Node in your house, in your first house. So it's about starting to value yourself again, starting to feel worthy. Okay. Positive movement forward. So going to a new direction in life. Um, if you're working on a creative project, that can be very successful now as well. Okay. Prosperity begins. So you have to feel your prosperity and you have to believe that it's possible for you. Like, why not you? I mean, mental conflict. Sometimes we are sabotaging ourselves, right? And also, it's sometimes we think that it should just come easily, but sometimes we have to work towards something, right? And build something slowly. The waiting game, and we wait. We wait. We have to believe in ourselves to keep going because not everybody is gonna love what you do, right? Like there will always be people that gonna test you and say, should you do that? It's gonna fail anyways. I've experienced all these things on my journey of becoming self-employed, and I doubted myself a few times, and that happens. It's going in cycles. Life goes in cycles, and these doubts are just there to re-strengthen yourself and to believe in yourself again and know why you do something. Like it's best to do something that you love, right? And if people don't find that good enough, then it's not up to you. Like we try to be the best version of ourselves, and it's intention that matters. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Pisces. On the 16th of May, I'm going to do a workshop of heal your relationship patterns. Okay. If you are interested in joining, we had a cancellation, so you can join the workshop. On the community page, you find more information. You can send me an email as well. Um, This is an astrology workshop, okay? So it's not that the answers go right away. We're going to build up, look into the planetary things. So you have to be a little bit interested in astrology as well to do that. So that would be my message for you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so many blessings. It's going to be such a nice new moon, very healing. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm sending you lots of blessings. And until next time, bye bye.